complete deadness, complete stillness. All right? So we're starting from that point, 0. Now in a minute, I'm going to take the camera all the way around so people can see what's happening. But like I said, we're at 0. And my hands are going to be right here. Okay? So are we ready to begin? Now, usually anytime people see me do this, especially on YouTube, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, oh great, do it inside. Do it under a sealed container. I've already done that, I'm ahead of you. So you're just going to have to search it up on YouTube and find it. So I've done that. Keep that in mind. Now, what's happening here is I'm grabbing energy at will from whatever direction that I need, okay? And then I interact with the designs. Okay, so it's a lot more than just, I don't know, pushing the windmill backward and forward, changing direction and all that stuff. But what I like to do is I really like to play with the designs that I can make with all of this. Okay, so let's have a look. Notice, one second. Notice this is happening at will. Okay? So the minute that I want to start playing, that's when it starts to play back. Keep in mind, the one that's moving right now, which I'm playing with, that I was making go and fluctuate back and forth, that is back here, okay? Now, I took the front one and the back one, okay? So this can all be worked with at very individual levels, depending on what your connection allows you to do. Now, before we go any further, let's have a look. I can still hear that god-awful moped. Where is it going? Okay, we're again looking on the opposite side of this. No one around. There's doorway number 7. There's doorway number 8. As you can see, nothing's going on in there. Take a look. There's really no wind unless it's being prompted. Take a look. We can push it a little bit, make it work if we want. But otherwise, you really don't see much in the way of wind from anywhere. Here. So just getting my proofs. And there's my tripod. Thereby proving I'm the only one here. Now, technically I haven't even begun to make this interesting yet. I'm just showing you this is easily turned on and off. I also showed you that I'm the only one here. Okay? Every bit of the wind, every bit of the energy that is being used here, these trees and all this foliage is providing it. They're allowing me to use the energy. Okay? So now, what is happening here? What is actually going on? What's going on is that I'm taking my energy and what I'm doing is right now I'm putting my hand in and letting it buffer the energy. Okay, so that's the first thing. Once it gets buffered and it knows my energy field, it'll probably slow down or stop. But I have the choice to take that buffered energy and move with it. Okay? The other thing is, if I'm breathing, okay, see that? The act of breathing spews out my energy even more. Okay? Again, we've talked about this. I've got a toroidal field that's going out in all directions. You do too. Okay? And so if you learn how to project from your center, from your core into whatever target, then your toroidal field will naturally take and then target that energy for you. See this? Now, that is just me moving, not even projecting. All I did was aim a little bit and it went in. Now take a look. This is my toroidal field now, open. If I leave it open, it will probably build up more and more energy. Now look, just by doing a little bit of exercise and getting my heart to pump a bit faster, I'm increasing the amount of energy in the field. Just like swimming, now the energy field, the water field around me is reacting. You throw a rock into water, boom, blip. Those concentric circles go all the way out through the pond. Okay? Well, that's what I just did. I kind of dipped into the pond and then I started swimming. By doing so, it created all the ripples and all the same waves that would normally appear if you were in water. Think of it like that. Okay, because that's all energy is, and that's, I mean, water literally is fluid energy. Energy that you can see, which is fluid. Okay? And so, if I am able to swim through my environment like that and cause such a profound effect, then I can also direct this type of energy from my system out into anything that I choose. Okay? Now me, I'm a fan of patterns. I'm a fan of designs. I'm definitely a fan of colors. Okay? So, I like to play with little things and little effects like that, which give me all sorts of different moves and different interactions with the object. Precise work, oops, I actually touched it that time. Precise work is what you're always looking for. Do you know what's going to happen when you put your fingers up there? Do you know which ones you're going to be able to play with? Can you make it go fast? Can you make it go slow? It's all in how you're projecting your energy, okay? I like to do things, I tend to do things in a nice controlled fashion. Okay? And then where you can see dynamics, changes, build-ups, different types of moves. Sometimes it's fun to throw in a whole lot of energy and make it spin and all sorts of other stuff. And when I say spin, I'm talking like just rapid flipping these things around and everything else. You'd be surprised what you can do with this sort of stuff. But, and I've talked about it before, where I learned how to really work my skill was by individualizing what I'm doing. See that? Oops. And by individualizing what I'm doing and getting into actual specifics, I know that when I go for bigger stuff, the bigger stuff's going to happen exactly the way I want it to, how I want it to. Okay? But for the time being, can you rotate these things individually? What kind of connection do you have that allows you to go in and do incremental changes? As you've seen, it's real easy to make the energy go like that. I can kick that up whenever I want. That is of no consequence. I can speed that up whenever I want. I can go as fast as I want with this sort of stuff. Speed and power, to me, is irrelevant. To be a surgeon with your energy, though, that's what it's all about. So you know exactly how your energy works when you want to really make it work. Can you do it at a distance? See that? How precise are you? See this? So, not only playing with that, but then, can you get into all this stuff individually? To be quite honest, you haven't even seen that move for a while, okay? Maybe here and there, but not really. Remember what I said about being able to bring in any amount of energy needed or wanted? Techniques that will help you, especially when it comes to how energy operates. See these tiny little circular motions, especially if you're working with these, okay? These things require a little bit more attention than, say, just coming up and going whack, 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 and hoping that a bunch of energy comes through, okay? I already know energy's going to come through when I do that. These, though, these require the ability to understand nuances, to be able to get in and actually use certain movements of your own body, okay, in order, see this, to extract these effects. Take a look, because I got a lot of wind coming through here, yet this is barely moving. Now notice, when I come up and I'm twisting my arms like this, look at that. That's coiling. All of my energy is literally coiling off of that, but it's doing it in small streams to where it only affects exactly what I need it to affect. See? Now, if I take my hand like that and turn and twist, see this? That cocked that sideways. Okay? So I add a little bit of body motion to it because your body obviously is an extension of your mind in the first place, right? But remember, this becomes muscle memory. I can do the same thing just by looking at it that I can with actually using my hands, with all the movements in the world, okay? If my mind can remember what it feels like for me to do all of that stuff, then I can create all the same effects, okay? Effects, excuse me, not effects, but effects. Yeah, if you remember before, in order to get these same effects, to get these one little movements here and there like that, see this? Okay, I was sitting there moving my hands slightly and all that other stuff to make it work. Okay, well, then I can just do the same thing here. Look at that. A perfect stop. And I've seen many people, they'll sit there and trying to get that thing to stop. But your brain has got the ability to make it go and stop. Now, of course, you can't see what my mind is doing and telling it, but you can definitely see the effects. So, connection. Understanding how your body is actually utilizing the energy. Understanding what you can do to make your body even expel more if needed. But then to get surgical with your energy. Even if it takes you getting a single one of these and then doing it step by step by step by step, where you're making it literally go click, 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 click. Well, that may be what you want to go for. That's what I used to do. Okay? My whole point was to get so good with it that I knew that anytime that I put my hand up and anytime that I started projecting energy, that I knew exactly what I was going to pull from whatever situation. Okay? I had to know that if I was aiming energy into this and that I wanted an effect, that I was going to get the effect that I was looking for. Notice, you got all this stuff that's going on here. This is still sitting dead still. That still moved a little bit. The point was to show you that this could be brought up here and that that could still stay in a perfectly stable position. Oops. Unless someone does something like that. So anyway, razor sharp work, becoming one with everything, understanding how your movements, okay, and how they affect when you're utilizing energy and cycling energy. You understand how energy actually works. Remember that all energy works in a vortex fashion if it's in wind format here. As a matter of fact, water works almost the same way that wind does. Now, isn't this amazing? This thing's been moving for a while. It's all but dead now. So anyway, Michael Grubb, Evolved Ministry, I think this is about time to cut this one off because I know that people, you know, all in all have short attention spans, and that's not an insult. It's just the way Americans are taught to do things. Not to say that everyone out there watching my stuff is an American. So anyway, eternal love to all.